And the reforms that we're talking about are mainly around governance, mainly around institutions, mainly around ensuring that people's potential can be realized. The impediments at the moment are some physical, some structural, but a large part of it is just corruption, institutional degradation. And the government is headed by Nobel Peace Laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. He has many things to his credit, one of which is he has a concept of the framework of the 3 zeros. He talks about zero poverty, zero emissions, and zero concentration. Zero poverty is a reminder to us that the previous fixation we had on GDP growth is a reductionist concept and can be downright dangerous if you're only focused on average GDP and not looking at what's happening to the bottom cohort. And that's why zero poverty forces you to think about the inclusive or otherwise nature of your growth. Zero emissions is shorthand for the need for stewardship when it comes to nature and climate and air quality and water quality and so on. And zero concentration, sure, of wealth, but also zero concentration of power. One of the hallmarks of corrupt autocratic systems, like the ones that we have maybe, is that people in various government positions have unlimited power that cannot be challenged in the moment. And so one of the reform initiatives we have is how do we institutionally design offices so that no one holds extreme power at every level. It's not just about whether you have a dictator at the top of government or not. So I come back to now, within the institutional construct, how do you build markets? And why do we not get markets? And it's because mainly of information asymmetries. So those who have a project that they need funding for are sometimes not able to convert the project into a financial product. Is it a loanable product or an investable product? And how do I define that and credibly communicate that? And so for that, I draw inspiration from what the Singaporeans have done with this transition taxonomy. So it's driven by the 3 Ds. So in order for any market to be created and to flourish, you need data, you need definitions, and you need disclosures. So do we have, what's the basis for information? Let's collect the data. How do we categorize the data? Let's agree on some definitions. What is fragile? What isn't? And then let's agree on some disclosure standards so that we all have access to the same information based on which we can price the risk accordingly. And so I think we need to really focus on enriching that taxonomy and maybe have a more detailed one for conflict-affected states. Before I was in government, and the place I will be going back to when I'm done here is at the London School of Economics. We have a project. There's a wonderful professor, Dr. Mary Martin, and she runs a project called Human Security Business Partnership. She's written a book called Corporate Peace, which I really like. And that framework I just mentioned, I'm on their advisory board, and it's on the website. You'll find more detail on that. And that is an attempt on how to provide structure to fragile and conflict-affected states so that well-meaning multinational corporations, well-meaning banks, other financiers, do not just jump in headlong into a conflict or a post-conflict area and inadvertently flare things up because they don't know what the context is. So it's a very good structured way of approaching that. So that's what I think we need to roughly do, is try and standardize it as much as possible, because we do really need money at scale coming to places like Bangladesh and for causes like adaptation. So I thank you once again for your time, and thank you. Very nice talking to you.